Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you might just change the way you see everything around you. Your life right now, your happiness, your struggles, your success, your failures is a reflection of one simple thing: what you've accepted responsibility for and what you haven't. Most people live their entire lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to save them, believe in them, or push them. But let me tell you the truth: nobody's coming. Nobody's going to hand you your dream. Nobody's going to wake you up in the morning and remind you of your purpose. If you don't take responsibility for your life, someone else will, and you might not like where they take it. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It means owning your response to everything that happens. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you face it. You can't control people's actions, but you can control your reaction. That's what true responsibility looks like. Let me give you a truth that most people avoid: as long as you keep saying, "It's not my fault," you're also saying, "It's not my life." You give your power away every time you point your finger. You become a victim of your own excuses. You see, the world doesn't reward victims, it rewards warriors. People who stand up and say, "Yes, I fell, but I'll rise again." People who say, "I failed, but I'm not done yet." People who take ownership not just when things go right, but especially when things go wrong. That's the foundation of greatness. When you start owning your life, truly owning it, something incredible happens. You stop complaining. You stop comparing. You stop waiting for motivation, because you realize you are the motivation. You stop saying, "I can't," and start asking, "How can I?" You stop saying, "Why me?" and start saying, "Try me." You stop living in reaction and start living in creation. And that shift, that single mental shift, changes everything. You become unstoppable, because now failure doesn't destroy you, it teaches you. Rejection doesn't break you, it redirects you. Pain doesn't stop you, it strengthens you. Let's be real, life will test you. You'll lose people. You'll face disappointment. You'll doubt yourself. But the one thing that separates the weak from the strong is responsibility. Strong people don't play the blame game. They don't look for excuses. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They just move. They take control of what they can, their attitude, their effort, their mindset, and they leave no room for excuses. Think about it: if you blame the economy, you can't change it. If you blame your parents, you can't change them. If you blame your past, you can't rewrite it. But when you take responsibility, you take control. And control gives you freedom. Responsibility is the key that unlocks every door in your life. You want more money? Take responsibility for learning how to make it. You want better relationships? Take responsibility for how you show up. You want peace of mind? Take responsibility for your thoughts. You can't control everything, but you can control yourself. And when you control yourself, you control your destiny. Let me tell you something powerful: the most successful people in the world didn't start out lucky. They started out responsible. They stopped waiting to be chosen and decided to choose themselves. They stopped hoping things would change and started changing themselves. That's where real transformation begins, not outside, but inside. Listen, you don't need a savior. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for the right time. The right time is the moment you say, "Enough. I'm done blaming. I'm done waiting. From this moment forward, I'm in charge of my life." Say it out loud if you need to. "I am responsible for my life." Feel that power. Because that sentence, that belief, will shift your entire reality. Yes, life will still be hard, but now every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every pain becomes fuel. Responsibility gives you strength, not because it makes life easier, but because it gives you control in a world that tries to take it away. So I'll ask you this: are you ready to stop being the passenger and start being the driver? Are you ready to stop living on autopilot and start taking control? Because if you are, your entire story can change today. From this day forward, stop waiting for someone to fix it. Stop expecting others to make it better. Look in the mirror and realize the person staring back at you is both the problem and the solution. And when you truly accept that, you become dangerous. You become powerful. you become free, because responsibility isn't a burden, it's your birthright, it's the path to freedom. Own your life and your life will start owning results. Your mind is your best friend or your worst enemy. It can build you or it can break you. It can push you toward greatness or pull you back into comfort, fear, and mediocrity. Every battle you'll ever fight, success, confidence, peace, happiness, begins and ends inside your own head. If you don't learn to control your mind, it will control you. You see, your mind is a master of stories. It creates fear that doesn't exist. It imagines failure before you've even tried. It whispers doubts so loudly that you forget your own potential. It tells you, you're not ready. You're not good enough. What if you fail? What if they laugh? And here's the truth, your mind is not trying to destroy you. It's trying to protect you. It's doing what it's programmed to do, keep you safe, keep you comfortable, keep you away from pain. But comfort is where dreams go to die. If you let your mind rule you, it will trap you in the same routines, the same fears, the same excuses day after day, year after year. You'll see opportunities, but you won't take them. You'll feel passion, but you'll talk yourself out of it. You'll hear your calling, but you'll silence it with logic. So here's the rule: control your mind or it will control you. Your mind is like a wild horse. If you train it, it will take you anywhere you want to go. If you leave it wild, it will throw you off before you ever get started. You control your mind by training it daily, by feeding it discipline, by directing its focus, by mastering your emotions. Every single day, you have to choose what you feed your mind because your thoughts are food. Feed it fear and it grows weaker. Feed it courage and it grows stronger. Feed it doubt and you'll never move. Feed it belief and nothing can stop you. Understand this: you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You can choose which thoughts to follow and which to ignore. When your mind says you can't, you have the power to answer, watch me. When it says you're not ready, you say, I'll never be ready, but I'll start anyway. When it screams, what if you fail? You whisper back, then I'll learn. But I will not quit. That's control. That's mastery. That's how warriors are built, one thought at a time. Let me ask you something. Who would you be if you stopped believing every negative thought your mind fed you? Who would you become if you only focused on what you could control? Imagine that version of you, calm, powerful, unshakable. That version already exists. You just have to train your mind to follow you, not the other way around. Here's something you must understand. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. So if your strongest thoughts are fear, doubt, and insecurity, guess where your life will go? But if your strongest thoughts are power, purpose, and possibility, your life will rise to meet them. Whatever dominates your mind will dominate your reality. So protect it, guard it, feed it. Start your mornings with strength, not fear. Don't let the world set your mental tone, you set it. Don't let social media tell you how to feel, you decide. Don't let other people's noise become your inner voice. Silence the noise. Listen to your soul. When fear rises, breathe. When doubt comes, act. When negativity surrounds you, remind yourself, I'm in control here. Because the mind only has power if you give it permission. Here's a practice you can start today. Every morning before the world rushes in, take a few moments to command your thoughts. Speak power into your mind. Say it out loud: I control my emotions. I control my reactions. I control my focus. I am calm. I am capable. I am unstoppable. Because if you don't talk to your mind will talk to you. And it doesn't always speak truth, it speaks fear. Your job is to rewrite the script. Your job is to train your mind until it obeys you, not your emotions, not your impulses, not your fears. Control your mind in the small things and it will obey you in the big ones. Control your mind when you're tired, when you're angry, when you're stressed, and you'll become unbreakable. Listen, when you master your mind, you master your life. You'll walk into chaos and stay calm. You'll face failure and keep faith. You'll meet rejection and still move forward. That's power. That's real control. You can't stop negative thoughts from appearing, but you can stop them from taking control. They might knock on your door, but you decide who gets to come in. And the moment you realize that, your entire reality shifts. So remember this rule for the rest of your life. Your mind is a tool, not a master. Train it, shape it, discipline it, and it will take you to places fear could never reach. But leave it wild, untrained, untamed, and it will keep you small, scared, and silent. So decide today who's in control, your fear, your doubt, or you, because the one who controls the mind controls the world. But then again, that's the point. You see, comfort is the silent killer of dreams. It feels warm, it feels safe, it feels easy, but nothing great ever grows there. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, every champion, every creator, every leader, they all have one thing in common. They embraced discomfort. They understood one simple truth: growth and comfort can't exist in the same space. If you want to become more, you have to be willing to feel more, to feel the sting of failure, the frustration of uncertainty, the ache of discipline, the burn of rejection, the weight of responsibility. That's the price, and most people don't want to pay it. They want results without resistance. They want change without challenge. They want success without struggle. But life doesn't work that way, because discomfort isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's the universe asking you, how bad do you really want this? Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you shrink, you play small. You rob yourself of the strength you could have built, but every time you choose discomfort, you grow, you rise, you evolve, because discomfort is the classroom of champions. It's where your limits are tested and stretched. It's where your potential is revealed. Listen, if you avoid pain, you avoid power. If you avoid struggle, you avoid strength. If you avoid fear, you avoid freedom. You can't skip the hard parts and expect to keep the rewards. You've got to earn it through the grind, through the sweat, through the uncomfortable moments that no one else sees. The truth is, everything you want in life is just beyond the wall of discomfort. Confidence, on the other side of fear. Discipline, on the other side of laziness. Freedom, on the other side of consistency. Most people stop at the wall. They feel pain, they feel doubt, they feel fear, and they turn back. But the few, the rare few, they push through. They feel the fear and do it anyway. They face the pain and keep moving. They fall and rise again, because they know pain is temporary but growth is permanent. Think about it. A muscle only grows when it's torn and rebuilt. A diamond only forms under extreme pressure. A seed only breaks through the soil by breaking itself first. The same rule applies to you. Your struggles are shaping you. Your discomfort is defining you. Your challenges are preparing you for the version of yourself that's waiting on the other side. So the next time life gets uncomfortable, don't run, don't hide, don't quit. Stand there, feel it, embrace it. Because in that moment you are growing in ways you can't even see. It's easy to be calm when life is easy, but your true character, your true power shows up when everything gets hard. That's where leaders are made. That's where warriors are born. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's your ally. It's the test that separates the average from the great. Every time you step into discomfort, you're telling your mind, I'm stronger than you think. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not here to stay comfortable, I'm here to become unstoppable. Listen, comfort zones feel safe, but they're prisons built out of fear. You think you're protecting yourself, but really you're holding yourself hostage. Outside that zone is life, real life, with risk, with pain, yes, but also with meaning. You can't reach your purpose while hiding in comfort. You can't find yourself while avoiding struggle. The moment you step outside your comfort zone, you meet a version of yourself you've never seen before, stronger, bolder, wiser. And that version of you, that's who you're meant to become. So stop running from discomfort. Start running toward it. When you feel fear, lean in. When it gets hard, keep going. When your mind screams, quit, whisper back, not yet. Because the magic doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens when you push through what feels impossible. You'll look back one day and realize the moments that broke you built you. The struggles that tested you trained you. The discomfort that scared you saved you. Pain is the doorway to power. And if you're brave enough to walk through it, you'll find the life you've been chasing. So here's your challenge every day. Do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. Say what you've been scared to say. Do what you've been scared to do. Go where you've been scared to go, and watch how fast your world expands, because growth is not found in comfort, it's found in courage, and courage begins the moment comfort ends. So the next time life gets tough, smile, because you're not falling apart, you're leveling up. You're stepping into the fire and becoming something greater. Remember this rule forever: discomfort is the birthplace of growth. When you embrace it, you evolve. When you run from it, you repeat. So stop running. Step into the storm, because that's where the real you, the powerful you, is waiting. It's about the one thing that separates winners from everyone else: consistency. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants freedom. Everyone wants results. But very few people want to do what it takes every single day. See, most people are motivated only when it's convenient. They work hard when they feel inspired. They show up when it's easy. But when it gets boring, painful, or repetitive, they stop. And that's why they stay stuck. Because success doesn't reward those who start strong, it rewards those who stay strong. Let me tell you something powerful: you don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the most talented. You just need to be the most consistent. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. It's not what you do once that changes your life, it's what you do every day. Listen, motivation is temporary. Discipline is forever. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. Motivation is a feeling, it fades. Discipline is a decision, it lasts. Every morning you wake up, you have two choices. You can listen to your feelings or you can listen to your purpose. If you listen to your feelings, you'll quit the moment it gets uncomfortable. But if you listen to your purpose, you'll show up no matter how you feel. And that's how winners are built. The truth is, you will not always feel like it. There will be days you're tired, days you're discouraged, days you question if it's even worth it. But those days matter the most, because that's when your future is being decided, not when it's easy, but when it's hard. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about showing up even when you don't want to. It's brushing your teeth when you're exhausted. It's writing that one page when you're uninspired. It's going to the gym when every part of you says, "Not today," because every small action compounds. Every little effort builds momentum, and momentum creates miracles. You might not see progress right away, and that's okay, because consistency is quiet. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't always give instant results. But it builds something deep inside you: character. You start to trust yourself again. You start to believe that your word means something. You start to become reliable, not just to others, but to yourself. That's the real reward of consistency: self-respect. You begin to realize, I don't need to feel ready. I just need to show up. Think about the greatest athletes, artists, leaders. They all share the same secret. They didn't do it once. They did it every single day. They practiced when nobody was watching. They worked when no one was cheering. They trained when nobody believed. And one day, it paid off. People called them talented, but what they really were was consistent. Because talent might get you noticed, but consistency makes you unstoppable. Here's the truth: every day won't be perfect. Some days you'll fall short. Some days you'll fail. But if you stay consistent, even your failures will move you forward. Because consistency beats intensity. Doing a little every day is better than doing a lot once in a while. It's not the giant leaps that change your life, it's the small steps that never stop. One day at a time, one choice at a time, one effort at a time. That's how transformation happens. So when your mind tells you take a break, ask yourself, am I tired or am I just lazy? When your heart says you've done enough, remind yourself, I'm just getting started. Because the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is the word extra. Extra effort, extra patience, extra consistency. That's what creates greatness. And remember, consistency isn't glamorous. It's not exciting. It's repetitive, it's quiet, it's lonely. But it's in that quiet, repetitive grind that legends are born. There's a quote that says, success is just doing the basics long enough after everyone else has quit. That's it. Not magic, not luck, just consistency. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting to feel like it. Because feelings are fickle, they change with the weather. Your purpose is permanent, so anchor yourself to it. Wake up and show up even when you're tired, even when you're uninspired, even when it's hard. Because every time you keep going when it's hard, you build mental muscle. You build resilience. You build the kind of strength that can't be broken. You'll look back one day and realize it wasn't the big wins that changed your life. It was the days you refused to quit, the mornings you pushed through, the nights you didn't give up. Consistency is not about intensity. It's about integrity. It's about being true to your word. It's about honoring your commitment. It's about doing what you said you'd do long after the mood you said it in has left you. So if you want to change your life, don't chase perfection. Chase consistency. Don't ask yourself, how fast can I get there? Ask, how long can I keep going? Because those who keep going always win. So here's your reminder. Even when you're tired, show up. Even when it's boring, show up. Even when it's slow, show up. Because success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who show up again and again and again. Stay consistent, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because that's the moment the average give up and the great keep going. And that's the moment your destiny is written. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your energy is your currency. Your peace is your power. Your circle determines your direction. And if you don't learn to protect them, you'll keep wondering why you feel drained, lost, and stuck, even when you're trying your best. You see, it's not always about working harder. Sometimes it's about protecting smarter. Because no matter how driven you are, if you surround yourself with people who drain your energy, question your dreams, or feed your fears, you will lose momentum. Let me tell you something powerful. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. You can have the best intentions in the world, but if your circle is negative, lazy, or toxic, they'll pull you down before you even realize it. You become what you're around. If you're around dreamers, you'll start dreaming bigger. If you're around thinkers, you'll start seeing deeper. If you're around doers, you'll start moving faster. But if you're around complainers, you'll start complaining. If you're around doubters, you'll start doubting. If you're around the small-minded, you'll start shrinking your vision to fit theirs. That's why protecting your energy is not selfish, it's survival. Not everyone can go where you're going. Not everyone can understand your vision. Not everyone is meant to walk with you to the next level. Some people are meant for your past, not your future. And the sooner you accept that, the lighter you'll feel. Listen, energy is contagious. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't get you. Stop defending your dreams to those who gave up on theirs. Stop watering one-sided relationships. You are not required to carry people who refuse to walk. You can love people from a distance. You can forgive them, wish them well, and still move on. Because peace is more valuable than approval. Let's be honest, some people aren't bad, they're just not right for your journey. Their energy doesn't match your purpose. Their mindset doesn't align with your growth. And if you keep holding on to them, you'll end up holding yourself back. You owe yourself loyalty, not to everyone else, but to yourself. Ask yourself, who's in my circle? Who adds value to my life? Who drains it? Who pushes me forward? Who keeps me stuck? The answers will tell you everything you need to know. Because here's the truth, you can't fly if you're surrounded by anchors. You can't think big if you're surrounded by small minds. You can't be positive if you're surrounded by negativity. You've got to clean your circle like you clean your room. Remove the clutter, remove the chaos, remove what no longer serves you. Protect your energy from drama. Protect your mind from gossip. Protect your dreams from doubters. Protect your time from distractions. Because what you allow is what continues. If you allow toxicity, it will grow. If you allow negativity, it will spread. If you allow mediocrity, it will define you. So stop letting everyone have access to your peace. Start setting boundaries, firm, clear, unapologetic. Boundaries don't mean you're rude, they mean you respect yourself. People who truly care for you will understand your limits. The ones who don't were never really for you. Understand this, not everyone wants to see you win. Some people only love you when you're on their level. The moment you rise, they'll feel threatened, and that's okay. Because your growth will expose who's real and who's not. It will show you who claps when you win and who secretly hopes you fall. Let them go. You don't need fake support. You don't need half-hearted energy. You don't need people who only come around when it benefits them. You need people who feed your fire, not extinguish it. You need people who speak life into you, who remind you who you are when you forget. You need people who challenge you, not comfort your excuses. Because iron sharpens iron, not plastic. If you're serious about growth, be ready to walk alone for a while. The higher you climb, the fewer people you'll see. Because not everyone can handle the altitude. Loneliness isn't a sign that you're lost, it's a sign that you're leveling up. It means you're outgrowing old versions of yourself and the people who were attached to them. And that's okay. Because you're not meant to stay where you started, so protect your circle fiercely. Fill it with people who push you, inspire you, challenge you, and celebrate you. People who see your potential, not your past. People who speak possibility, not limitation. And protect your energy daily. Don't let social media, gossip, or negativity steal your focus. Every time you scroll too long, argue too much, or worry too often, you're spending energy that could be fueling your dream. Be intentional with your peace. Be selective with your access. Be protective of your purpose. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to respond to every opinion. You don't have to explain your boundaries. Because your energy is sacred, your peace is power, your circle is your mirror, choose wisely. So from now on, make this your mantra. I protect my peace. I guard my energy. I choose my circle with intention. Because your life is too valuable to be wasted on people who drain your spirit. Protect your energy, protect your circle, and watch your life rise to a level only peace can reach. There's one truth you need to tattoo into your mind. If you stop learning, you stop growing. Every single day that you refuse to learn, you choose to stay the same. And in a world that's constantly changing, staying the same is the most dangerous thing you can do. The world moves fast. Technology changes, business evolves, opportunities appear and disappear in seconds. And yet, most people act like they have all the time in the world. They scroll more than they study. They gossip more than they grow. They complain more than they create. And then they wonder, why am I stuck? Why am I not moving forward? The answer is simple. Because you stopped feeding your mind. Let me tell you something powerful. Your brain is your greatest weapon. But like any weapon, it becomes useless if you don't sharpen it. The person you were 5 years ago should not be the person you are today. And the person you are today should not be the person you'll be 5 years from now. You've got to keep evolving. You've got to keep learning. You've got to keep reinventing yourself again and again. Because the world rewards those who adapt, not those who resist change. Think about it. The companies that ruled the world 20 years ago, where are they now? Gone, because they stopped innovating. They stopped learning. They thought success was permanent, and that's how they lost it. Now apply that to yourself. If you think your old skills will carry you forever, if you think your past knowledge is enough for the future, you're setting yourself up for failure. The truth is, you have to learn like your life depends on it, because it does. Read every day. Listen to people smarter than you. Take courses. Watch videos. Ask questions. Seek feedback. Be obsessed with learning something new every single day, even if it's just one new idea, one new word, one new insight, because those little things, they stack up, and one day they'll separate you from everyone else who stopped trying. Most people don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they stopped evolving. They got comfortable. They said, I already know enough. And that sentence, I already know enough, has killed more dreams than failure ever could. You can't win tomorrow's battles with yesterday's mindset. You can't build a future with outdated thinking. Every version of you has an expiration date. And if you don't upgrade yourself, your old version will keep you stuck in old results. Listen, the best investment you'll ever make isn't in the stock market or in property, it's in yourself. Your knowledge, your skills, your mindset. That's what multiplies everything else. You can lose money, you can lose opportunities, but if you've invested in your mind, you'll always find a way back. Because when you know more, you see more. When you grow more, you do more. And when you do more, you become more. It's that simple. Now, I'm not telling you to study 12 hours a day or read 100 books a year. No, I'm telling you to stay curious, to keep your mind hungry, to never settle for "I know enough." Learn from everything, from your mistakes, from your wins, from your pain, from people who disagree with you. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Every experience you have teaches you something new if you're paying attention. Life itself is the greatest classroom, but most people skip the lessons. You can't evolve if you're busy being entertained. You can't grow if your ego won't let you admit you have more to learn. The people who win in life are not always the smartest. They're the ones humble enough to stay teachable. They never say, "I already know." They say, "I can learn more." And that small difference makes all the difference. Because here's the truth: when you stop learning, you stop leading. When you stop improving, you start declining. When you stop evolving, life moves on without you. So ask yourself right now, when was the last time you learned something new, really learned? When was the last time you challenged your own thinking? When was the last time you became a student again? The most successful people in the world are lifelong learners. CEOs read, athletes study the game, artists practice daily. They never say, "I'm done learning." That's why they stay on top while others fade away. So from today onward, make a decision. Be a student for life. Wake up every morning asking, "What can I learn today that will make me better than I was yesterday?" And remember, learning doesn't just mean studying. It means evolving. It means expanding your perspective. It means unlearning old habits that no longer serve you. You see, real growth isn't about adding more, it's about shedding what holds you back. Maybe you need to unlearn fear. Maybe you need to unlearn laziness. Maybe you need to unlearn that small voice that says, "I can't," because you can. You just need to learn how. And every day, every book, every failure, every lesson brings you closer to that how. You are your own project. And that project is never finished. The greatest version of you is not built in a day, it's built daily, brick by brick, lesson by lesson, challenge by challenge. Every day you learn, you evolve. Every day you evolve, you rise. And every day you rise, you move one step closer to your purpose. So stop fearing growth. Stop avoiding new challenges. Stop thinking you've learned enough. Because the moment you stop learning, you start dying. Keep your mind open. Keep your heart humble. And keep your hunger alive. Because the world doesn't belong to those who know the most, it belongs to those who never stop learning. So repeat this after me. I learn every day. I evolve every day. I grow every day. Say it again louder. I learn every day. I evolve every day. I grow every day. Because that's how you win. Not once, not sometimes, but always. Everybody has dreams. Everybody says they want success. Everybody wants to change their life. But only a few do. Only a few wake up early when they don't feel like it. Only a few stay focused when distractions scream their name. Only a few show up when no one's watching. And those few, they all have one thing in common: discipline. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. It's like fire: burns bright, burns fast, and burns out. But discipline is like steel. It's forged through repetition. It's strengthened by struggle. It's built one decision at a time. When you're disciplined, you don't wait to feel ready, you act because you're committed. You don't move when it's convenient, you move because it's necessary. You don't let your mind control you, you train your mind to obey you. That's the difference. That's the mindset that changes everything. Because let's be real, there will be days you don't want to get out of bed. Days when you feel tired. Days when your mind whispers, "Just take it easy." But that's the moment discipline speaks louder. It says, "No, we move, we keep going, we don't quit." Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. Without it, you have dreams but no direction. With it, you have power, unstoppable, unshakable power. You see, most people rely on emotion. They do the work only when they feel like it. But successful people, they've learned to move even when every part of them wants to stop. They understand this. Your feelings don't define your actions define your future. You won't always feel motivated, but you can always choose discipline. Discipline is doing what's right, especially when it's hard. It's pushing through the pain, through the boredom, through the doubt. It's saying no to what's easy so you can say yes to what's worth it. Think about a muscle. You don't build it overnight. You build it by showing up again and again and again. You lift, you sweat, you fail, you recover, and you come back stronger. That's how discipline works too. You train it daily. You build it through small actions, repeated over time. Every time you do what you said you would do, even when it's hard, you strengthen your mental muscle. Every time you resist temptation, stay consistent, stay focused, you build power. Until one day you wake up and realize you no longer need to force yourself to be disciplined. You've become disciplined. That's when you win. Listen, discipline is freedom. It's not punishment, it's control. It's you saying, I run my life. My laziness doesn't, my fear doesn't, my excuses don't. When you live with discipline, you gain time, you gain energy, you gain respect from others and from yourself. Because discipline builds self-trust. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove you can rely on you. And that's real confidence. Not fake positivity, not empty hype, but quiet power. The power of knowing that when you say you'll do something, you will. Now, let's talk about how to build that kind of discipline. Start small. Don't aim to change your whole life overnight. Start with one promise and keep it. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Read 10 pages a day. Work out for 20 minutes. Write down your goals every morning. Simple, but powerful. Because what matters is not the size of the action, it's the consistency of it. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're building habits that will carry you when motivation dies. And motivation will die. It always does. But habits stay. Discipline turns effort into identity. At first, it's hard. It feels unnatural. But over time, it becomes who you are. You go from saying I'll try to I do, from I can't to I will, from maybe someday to now. And once that shift happens, you become unstoppable. The truth is, you'll never always be motivated, but you can always be disciplined. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. And the moment you learn to act on decisions instead of emotions, you take control of your destiny. You'll realize something powerful. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You'll fail sometimes. You'll miss days. But discipline means you come back anyway. You don't quit because you slipped. You get up, refocus, and move again. That's how winners are built, not by perfection but by persistence. Discipline means doing what's necessary, especially when it's uncomfortable, because that's when it matters most. Anyone can work hard when it's easy, but when it's hard, when your body says no, when your mind says stop, and you keep going, that's when champions are made. So ask yourself right now, are you in control of your mind, or is your mind in control of you? When your alarm rings, who wins? When junk food calls your name, who wins? When it's time to focus, who wins? Every small battle you win strengthens your discipline muscle, and every small loss weakens it. So choose wisely, because the little decisions you make daily, they build your destiny. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. And discipline builds those habits brick by brick. So from today onward, make this promise to yourself. I will do what I said I would do no matter how I feel. Say it again. I will do what I said I would do no matter how I feel. That's power. That's growth. That's freedom. Discipline is not a punishment, it's the highest form of self-respect. It's saying, I deserve better and I'm willing to earn it. So wake up early, work hard, stay focused, keep your promises, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because every time you do, you take one step closer to the best version of yourself. And one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just change your habits, you changed your entire life. So remember this forever. Motivation gets you started, discipline keeps you going, and consistency makes you unstoppable. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep showing up. Because every time you show up, you grow stronger. Every time you push forward, you build power. Every time you choose discipline, you change your destiny. So train your mind, obey your purpose, build your discipline like a muscle, and soon you won't need to chase success. Success will chase you.